Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks Live. I'm your host, Marcus, and I am having an okay time right now due to this software issue I had. The show must go on, so welcome to Marcus Speaks Live, everybody. Please like this video, share this video to your social medias, friends and family, comment in the live chat, because I will be conversating back with you guys. Don't forget, I have a call-in show, so you can call into this show. Subscribe if you are new here. Hit that bell icon to also get all of my notifications once I go live. All right? Don't be shy. Write something in the comment section for us to talk about. I have some great topics for you guys tonight. Every Friday, I do this here podcast called Marcus Speaks Live. Comes on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to come and check me out, as well as Saturday. So tomorrow, right? I have been on hiatus with my second stream. Tomorrow, I will be streaming live at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my game stream show, Marcus Speaks Play. Tomorrow, we will be playing Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. So come and join me tomorrow for that, so we can have some fun. Maybe, if you got an Xbox, maybe we can play the game together. How about that? You guys can come and join me and hang out, and we can play the game together. So if you haven't already subscribed to this here channel, please do so, alright? Please subscribe. I need subscribers. Like this video and like any other video that you watch after this. Get me in the algorithm. But more importantly, please do me this here favor. Go to the description box. Go to the Rumble link. Hit the Rumble link. Have it take you to Rumble, to my Rumble channel. Alright? Subscribe to my Rumble channel, because I would like to start streaming live over there on Rumble. Alright? So please do me that favor. I want to start simulcasting over to Rumble. So please do me that favor so I can do that. So like I said earlier, if you would like to come and talk to me, you can. There's a link pinned in the live chat, as well as a phone number as well. The phone number is 302-283-9791. I repeat, 302-283-9791. Please do yourself a favor if you would like to come up and talk to me. There are some rules, all right? Those rules are, rule number 1, you must be on camera at all times. That means here in the backstage, in the audience, if you would like the audience to see you. If you don't want to be seen to the live chat. I mean, yeah, not the live chat, the live audience. That is fine. You still have to follow rule number one by letting me see who I'm speaking with back here in the backstage. There's a private chat back here with a question I would like for you to answer. Please leave your name and a yes or no answer so I can further accommodate you from there. All right? And with the call in number in the link, if what you choose, please silence all background noise. Use corded headphones for a better audio experience for just not myself, but for the audience as well, so we both can hear you crisp and clear. All right? Go to a secluded spot in your house. Make sure that there's no noise. If your dog's barking or scratching at the door, wherever that you are, please quiet them down or give them a chill pill. All right? If your kids are crying, hug them and tell them you got to be quiet because mommy or daddy wants to talk to Mr. Marcus Speaks. All right? And lastly, the only thing that I got for you is like this video, subscribe to this here channel, and comment in the live chat, and as well as share this to your social medias, friends and family, and all that other good stuff. If you guys have ever seen my channel or seen my live show, you know with this show, I like to play videos. And I'm not sure if my thing is gonna play tonight, but I'll wait and see. If not, I'll just bring it up on the screen and I'll just say it. But like I said, I like to play videos. It helps me further my point when I am talking to you guys, because my show consists of 3 parts: videos, my opinion, and articles that I will be presenting to you guys and giving my opinion to. Not all in that order, but I just want to break that down to you guys so you guys can get a full understanding of what my show is about. So, with that being said, fair use isn't just a YouTube policy, it's also the law, and I would like to follow both of those simultaneously. So, without further ado, and with all that being said, let's get into what fair use is. Okay, that's not going to work. So, this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to read it to you. Warning: federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video disc under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. I might as well just keep saying this because I don't know what the hell be up with my OBS. Let me see if it works now. No, it doesn't work, so the hell with it. Anyway, let's get some music up in here. All right, y'all. So, when I like to start my show, I like to do a little thing called short banter. Short banter basically gives me a little warm up of things to come and how things are going to be on the show. I like telling some jokes while giving my opinion. I like getting serious with certain topics if it calls for it. But before we get into fair use, this is what I want to do first. Well, let me turn the music off for a minute. Well, let me just pause it for a while. If you guys didn't see on the news or didn't read it on your Instagram or Twitter or Facebook posts or whatever social media that you have, 3 soldiers died this week from a rogue drone or an enemy drone attack. I believe the situation was that the military sent some drones out. They did a mission. Once they was coming back, I believe a enemy drone followed behind and then killed the officers that were killed. So the people are, let me give the names first. The people who have died are Brianna Alexandria Moffett and Sergeant William Jerome Rivers and Kennedy Landon Sanders. So, everybody, let's give a moment of silence for a minute, starting now. All right, people, thank you. Thank you for your silence for these soldiers here. Please have them in your prayers if you could, in their families as well. Okay? All right. So let's get into short banter. So if you guys didn't see something in my eye, if you guys didn't see this week as well, Elon Musk has succeeded in his human trial. Although the human trial it still is going on, but he was able to implant. He was able to implant the Neuralink into a human patient or test subject or wherever the hell you want to call that person. Who they did it to, no one knows. But let's see with this video what all's going on.
This morning, a brain chip has been successfully implanted in a human, according to Elon Musk. The tech titan sharing a big breakthrough from his brain science startup company, Neuralink, saying it has implanted a device in a human for the first time, a possible step toward a product that Musk says enables control of your phone or computer and through them almost any device just by thinking.
Imagine the joy of connecting with your loved ones, browsing the web, or even playing games using only your thoughts.
Musk posting Monday, the first human received an implant from Neuralink yesterday and is recovering well. The initial results, he added, showed promising neuron spike detection, but Musk gave no additional details about the procedure, the patient, or the device the company implanted. Musk writing, initial users will be those who have lost the use of their limbs, discussing his vision for Neuralink back in 2019.
This, I think, has a very good purpose, which is to cure important diseases.
Such as what, Elon? Look, I'm all for new technologies and stuff like that, but you couldn't just create like a crown or something that could receive brain waves to where you could do exactly what the Neuralink is doing and then call that crown Neuralink? For the simple fact that, they cut into somebody's head. You know what I'm saying? Like they cut into their head. They had to, basically cut the skull open in order to get to the brain, well, the part of the brain that they want to use for this, and then put that back and then sew up the skin on the head. And then, this person has an unsightly incision on his head now. And it's a whole bunch of, him trying to figure out how to use this new implant on his head or in his head. One thing that I'm not understanding is this. Elon talked about how the Neuralink would be able to allow people who have certain ailments and physical conditions such as paralysis and stuff like that to be able to use those limbs again. But how? Because it's not just a nerve thing, I believe, when it comes to being paralyzed. I believe your whole or is that the case that your brain can't send messages to those limbs because of the severing of the nerves being able to um for the brain to be able to communicate with those parts of the body. So as I said earlier, why not just create like a crown that you can put on your head and then, do that? Why have a chip installed in someone's brain to then do what at the end of the day? Now, this is one thing that we all forgot if we didn't even know what was going on. This is one thing that we all forgot. He tested with his animal test subjects. I believe the sheep that he used died, and the sheep lived. But when he moved on to more animal trials for more than likely human like animals such as apes, the monkey that he used or the monkeys that he used, they died. So I believe the person is still good. They're still living and they're still um they're still living, they're still doing good, brain functions are good. But they said that there was a spike in neuron the word that they used in neuron detection. So that's all well and cool, but then does the person stay with the chip? Does the person get the chip uninstalled from the brain? What are the effects of that after the chip is uninstalled from the brain? Will the person go through a depression? We don't know this information because he hasn't told us. Now, I know he's trying to get these brain chips out to the public as quick as possible because not only is he trying to make money off of this stuff, but he also wants his technologies to work. Tesla car, probably one of the best innovations in transportation that we've known today. Self-driving cars, because we've all seen them in movies, and some people was like, "Well, I want a self-driving car," so Elon made that possible for having a self-driving car. What else has he done? Space shuttle. Space shuttles always would, they would go up, and then we wouldn't have the ability to have them come back down in the same shape that they went up in. So he developed that technology where once it comes down, it is as if it never left the earth. It's in one piece. It comes back. It's reusable. Okay, cool. We all needed that. But where did we think of wanting a brain chip? We never asked for that. Number one, we never asked for a brain chip. As people of Earth, we never wanted it. We never even asked for it. So where does he come off and says, you know what? People don't want to use their fingers anymore. So I'm gonna develop a technology where if you're on your phone playing a video game or whatever, sitting on your living room couch flipping through channels, I don't want them to use fingers. So I'm gonna develop a technology where you can communicate with all of these devices hands free. No one asked for that. So what does Elon get out of this? Will Elon get his ship himself? Oh, I forgot another technology that he developed. Starlink, basically free Wi-Fi for everyone. I need to sign up for Starlink my damn self because, unfortunately, the speeds of which my internet provider provides is a bunch of foolishness. I tell you that. But nonetheless, we never asked for any of this technology. Just saying. So let's continue with the video.
And ultimately to help secure humanity's future as a civilization.
For decades, scientists have worked on similar ideas for brain-computer interfaces. But for many, a microchip in the brain feels like something out of a movie. Like 2015's Kingsman: The Secret Service, where Samuel L. Jackson plays an eccentric billionaire who tries to control the world using neural implants.
Mankind is the virus, and I'm the cure.
As science fiction gets closer to reality, Musk is hoping a groundbreaking experimental device can help transform everyday lives.
As for Neuralink's future, it's important to note the clinical trial is just one step on the startup's path towards commercialization, and testing will still take about 6 years to complete. Several companies have tested brain implants on humans, driving questions and concerns around safety, regulation, and where this technology could go. We've reached out to Neuralink for more information on the procedure, but have not heard back.
Because you won't hear back. And number two, before we get to that, let me remember my timestamp, 156. So let's go to the full Neuralink. Let's go back a little bit. This looks like it's going to be poking out of the head. So basically, you cut the head open, you cut the skull open, you develop a little incision so you can put those, whatever that is, you attach that to the brain, close the skull back up, then you close the head back up, but you leave room to where that little node can stick out of your head. That's gonna interfere with my haircuts. I'm just saying, that's gonna interfere with my haircuts. What else is that gonna interfere with? Putting a hat on, maybe. I'm tall, so in certain spaces, I won't be able. I would have to duck my head even lower because that thing, if I get that part of my head caught on some framework of a door, that's going to really hurt. So, question: did Elon really think all of this through? I'm not saying that he didn't, but it seems to me that he didn't really work out some of the kinks and all of this, which is having a large fucking node sticking out of your goddamn head. Like, that's just wild to me. But let's see what they have to say.
So many questions.
Yeah.
So many questions. Just the beginning. Emily, thank you.
Thanks, Em. All right, let's turn to Mr. Rocco. Got to check in the forecast.
All right. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. Maybe down the line, if we get good news, maybe I'll change my tune. But to be honest, nah. Because we don't know what Elon developed this technology for. We don't know why he developed this technology. And we don't know what the long-term goal is for this technology. So, okay, hold on. Before we get off of this topic, I want to know, did he develop this technology for the government or governments or something to implement into the army or something? Is every person in the next 6 years who enter into the military gonna have to get one of these devices stuck to their heads? Will they be tracked if they wear these devices? If they are tracked, what what are they going to do with that information? Does that device, if they are, let's say, in their house, will it collect data from their phone, computer, television, game consoles? What does it all entail? Right? What are the what is the main reason of this is basically what I'm asking. What is the main reason for the technology? Did you just do this because you think that this is going to enhance humanity in the future and help with our survival in civilization later on in life? Like, what is he thinking of? Like, what is his long-term goals with this? Is he going to integrate Grok to it, his AI? Will the AI be implemented in it to where, I don't know, the user thinks of something and AI beams the information into their heads, and now, like the Matrix, they know Krav Maga or Wushu or karate or something. Like, is it going to be like that? Like, just asking some questions, because some of this seems a little fishy of why he developed this technology. But that concludes the small banter portion of the night, people. How about we get into tonight's main topic? And tonight's main topic overview is Vince McMahon defends himself over sexual assault and trafficking allegations. So, if you guys don't know who Vince McMahon is, then I don't know what to tell you, because he's probably been one of the most influential people in my lifetime when it comes to wrestling or entertainment in general, because for a time he had the XFL. XFL was a derivative of the NFL, but it was a little more brutal than usual. A little more brutal than, the actual game of football. But yeah, Vince McMahon has been accused allegedly of sexual assault and sex trafficking of one of his employees that used to work for the WWE. Now, this information came out along the lines when the announcement of the merger of the UFC and the WWE are coming into one umbrella, which is the TKO company or something like that, or Sports Entertainment Company, or whatever the hell it's called. So yeah, this is all that's happening with this. Let's get into the article that I have for you guys. Where did I get this from? I got this article from Vanity, and usually, people, my titles are a derivative of the actual title, or I make up a title entirely. So, the title of this article is WWE founder. He's not the founder, but we'll just go with it. His father was actually the founder, but Vince McMahon Sr. was the actual founder, not Vince McMahon Jr. But WWE founder Vince McMahon accused of sexual abuse and trafficking. So Vince McMahon's sex trafficking allegations came from a lady that used to work for him in the company of the WWE, Janelle Grant. And Janelle Grant's lawsuit against McMahon goes into graphic details about a myriad of sexual misconduct allegations, including allegations that McMahon and other WWE executive locked her in an office in WWE's headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut on June 15th, 2021, and took turns sexually assaulting her while other staff were working. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. The second allegation, or not allegation, but the second allegation is in the middle of another workday on June 23rd, 2021. McMahon locked Grant inside his private locker room at WWE's offices and forced himself on her over a massage table. The suit said later that day, McMahon's assistant delivered $15,000 in Bloomingdale's gift cards to Grant in her office. The third allegation is in May 2020, McMahon allegedly sent a message that said, "I'm the only one who owns you and controls who I want to fuck you." All right. That's wild. Okay, the fourth allegation is McMahon allegedly used sex toys named after WWE superstars
Bruh.
that caused Grant to bruise and bleed. Damn, they must have had a lot of big shows and Undertakers and Kanes in there. McMahon and former WWE, because they're big. See, y'all don't. Never mind. McMahon and former WWE executive John Laurinaitis. WWE executive John Laurinaitis took turns forcing themselves upon her while saying no means yes and take it, bitch. Okay, that's a lot to take in. All right, that is a lot to take in. I guess we can get to the video, maybe.
You may have heard about the shocking sex abuse lawsuit being leveled at WWE boss Vince McMahon by a former employee. The scandal couldn't come at a worse time as the WWE signed a massive $5 billion deal with Netflix. So much is on the line. Everyone at the WWE has reportedly been told to not say a word.
Former WWE employee Janelle Grant accuses McMahon of sexual assault and trafficking. Just this week, McMahon, along with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, rang the bell at the New York Stock Exchange to celebrate The Rock joining the board of WWE's new parent company, TKO. Look, 78-year-old McMahon is almost unrecognizable with dyed black hair and a mustache, a far cry from his heyday. In the lawsuit, Janelle Grant accuses McMahon of sharing sexually explicit photographs and videos of her with the wrestlers and recruiting men to have a threesome at the WWE headquarters, even during working hours, while referring to her as his porn star. To show his domination over her life, the lawsuit claims McMahon texted her, "I'm the only one who owns you and controls who I want to blank you." Last year, McMahon spoke about his legacy.
Let me just say I don't make mistakes, honestly.
You don't make mistakes anyway.
Both personally and professionally through my 50-year career. I owned up to every single one of them and then moved on.
Now, many are wondering if the sordid accusations could threaten the 10-year, $5 billion deal Netflix just signed for WWE's live streaming rights.
I believe it does, and Netflix came out with a statement. I don't know if it's in this article that I'll be reading to you guys today, but if it is, I believe they came out and said that it won't. So we'll just go with that for now. Don't take my words as law, but let's just wait and see what the article that I have actually states. So let's get into the rest of the video and then we'll read the article.
Is Netflix going to dump this deal? I don't think so. But could they? Well, this is Hollywood and anything can happen. But I would not say that anyone's getting out of the ring yet.
A spokesperson for Vince McMahon says the lawsuit is riddled with falsehoods, baseless fabrications of events that never transpired, and a malicious distortion of the truth.
The parent company. Company of WWE says they take the accusers' quote horrific allegations very seriously and are addressing the matter internally.
All right. So, let's see what this article entails. So, a former employee of WWE sued former. Let's bring his face up here. Vince McMahon. Sued WWE. Blah blah blah. What the fuck? A former employee of WWE sued former Vince McMahon, alleging, I don't know why did they write it like that? Let me re-say that. A employee of WWE sued founder or ex-founder, because he stepped down, Vince McMahon, alleging he abused and sexually exploited her when he was CEO of the wrestling entertainment company, and that McMahon allegedly trafficked her to other men as a pawn to secure talent deals with prospective wrestlers the company was recruiting. So you mean that Vince cheated on Linda? Come on now. You can't be cheating on Linda like that. We all remember Linda. Look, if everybody is my age, I'm 35. So back in 1990, when did the Attitude era start? I believe the Attitude era started back in 98, 97, 98. So if y'all was my age back then, that means that we were around 10 to 11 years old. And we remember the Attitude Era. We remember the battle of wrestling shows between WCW Nitro, Monday Night Nitro, let me get it right, and WWF Monday Night Raw. And then came SmackDown on Thursdays, and the WCW, they sold WCW to the WWF. ECW came into the fray as well because that company was going under, and I believe Women of Wrestling as well. But I believe Women of Wrestling is still its own thing. So with that being said, if you guys remember those years, we all remember the breakout star. We all remember that guy, the breakout star. Stone Cold Steve Austin, as well as this is when The Rock got his stardom, because if you remember back in 96, 97, The Rock came in as Rocky Macia, I think his name was. And then, they he wasn't really doing that well as a wrestler, and then we didn't see him for a while, and then Farouk and a couple other black wrestlers, they created the Nation of Domination. It was basically like a black nationalist group in wrestling. They had the tightest theme music. We are the nation of domination. Like the shit was the shit. Anyway, enough of the fanboy shit of me being a 10-year-old boy. This is horrific that this was happening, because this shows that Vince McMahon is a sexual deviant. He's old. He still wants to feel like he got it, maybe. Linda ain't doing it for him no more. So, wait a minute. Is he even still married to Linda? I don't know. I just remember back then we all got to know the family. We got to meet Linda, Shane, and Stephanie. So, this is before Stephanie had them big jugs she got now. But, that's besides the fact. She do got them heavies. Bruh. the former WWE employee, let's bring her picture up. Janelle Grant, she looks young. She looks like she's like 23, 24 years old. Probably younger than that, like 21, 22. Janelle Grant filed a lawsuit in U.S. District Court for the District of Connecticut Thursday, naming McMahon, WWE and former head of talent relations, let's bring him up, John Laurinaitis as defendants. Wasn't this dude a wrestler as well? John Laurinaitis. John Laurinaitis. The name sounds familiar. I just don't know why it sounds so familiar. I believe he was a wrestler. John Laurinaitis was. I believe so. So, the lawsuit alleges McMahon, Laurinaitis, and WWE violated the Trafficking Victims Prevention Act. It includes claims of civil battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress in relation to years-long sexual and emotional abuse Grant said she endured as an employee of WWE. The lawsuit seeks unspecific monetary damages as well as declaratory judgment that a non-disclosed agreement Grant signed while she was a WWE employee is void and unenforceable and does not bar any of plaintiffs' claims against defendants McMahon and WWE. So basically, the NDA that she signed for the company to work there is null and void now because she was sexually assaulted at work and other things happened to her by way of the boss. So it grants her the ability to sue. So, just to put it in layman's terms. Reps for WWE and McMahon, I'm doing well right now. I had a problem last week reading my teleprompter. I fixed it this week. I'm doing good. Reps for WWE and McMahon did not immediately respond to a request for comment. A spokesperson for TKO Group Holdings, the parent company of WWE and UFC, said in a statement, Mr. McMahon does not control TKO, nor does he oversee the day-to-day operations of the WWE. While this matter predates our TKO executives team tenure at the company, we take Miss Grant's horrific allegations very seriously and are addressing this matter internally. The lawsuit was filed 2 days after TKO inked its 10-year deal with Netflix for WWE's Monday Night Raw, valued at $500 million per year. Damn, for a 10-year sign on, it's gonna make $500 million a year. Damn, that's crazy. Anyway, a significant setup and fees for the franchise. Reps for Netflix did not immediately respond to the request for comment on the lawsuit. In addition to the Netflix deal, TKO Group announced that the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. If you guys don't know who the hell that is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I wish I had a picture of him, but I don't. But y'all know what Dwayne looked like. Has joined its board. McMahon stepped down as WWE's CEO in June 2022 amid an investigation by the company's board into alleged hush money payments to women who accused him of sexual misconduct. Now let's stop there, people, because last last October or November, if not December. Stephanie McMahon also has taken a leave of absence from the company as well. Not knowing why she has done so is for the simple fact that now this is now coming up. What did she know then? That's what I want to know. Because it was just abrupt. Like, it was very abrupt. When she left, it was like she made, like, I don't watch wrestling anymore, but I do follow them on Instagram and on Instagram. I follow them on Instagram. You know, because there's certain female wrestlers, you know, that I look at and I'm like, hey, why the fuck wasn't they there when I was watching? Like, god damn, like these women are sexy as hell. The women that we had back then, we had what? Trish Stratus, Sable, May. I forgot May's name, and then the other old lady. Who else? Who was the girl from WWE that came? Was Stacy Keibler, and I forgot the other chick's name. Those the only women we had to look at back then. There wasn't much to look at, to be honest. But these women now, whew, looking nice. But anyway, But anyway, Stephanie McMahon stepped down, everybody, and you know, what did she know? As well as, I got some coming up with Triple H making a statement. What does he know? Because Triple H is the father-in-law to Vince McMahon by way of Stephanie McMahon. Because I'm a butcher Triple H's last name. I think it's French, but anyway. Stephanie McMahon stepped down last year, and it's kind of damning for the simple fact that when she did, it just, like I said, it just came out of nowhere. It was, hey, I'm going to be leaving for a while. Don't ask when I'm coming back. And then, you know, we never saw her again. And it's like, well, why is she leaving? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as if you guys do a lot. The only thing that you guys do is you travel. You might come out and say something about, hey, how about you guys shut up and all of this, and the match that we're going to have tonight is against this person and that person. That's all that they do. Now, like, Triple H doesn't even wrestle anymore. So it's like, what is she leaving from? You know what I mean? So that's just a thought, y'all, for you guys to take away with and bite on and chew on for a little while. As WWE's chief exec, McMahon made payments totaling $19.6 million dating back to 2007 related to alleged misconduct. The company disclosed. In March 2023, McMahon paid WWE $17.4 million for costs the company incurred in investigation misconduct allegations against him. McMahon returned to the company in January 2023 as executive chairman to lead efforts to sell WWE, which last year merged with UFC to form TKO Group Holdings as a separately traded public company in a deal engineered by Endeavor. I believe, what's Rahm Emanuel, the guy that Kanye West brought up all those times. Rahm Emanuel has something to do with this. All right. In November, McMahon became executive chairman of the board for TKO Group in September 2023. In November, McMahon sold about $670 million worth of TKO stock following the UFC WWE merger. The stock he sold represents about 30% of the 28 million shares of TKO that McMahon previously owned, per a regulatory filing. Currently, McMahon holds about 10% of the equity in TKO and controls about 25% of the voting interest. According to Grant's lawsuit, Vince McMahon and Laurinaitis on WWE property and using WWE funding, both engaged in sexual assault and trafficking of Grant, both for their pleasure as a pawn to secure talent deals with prospective wrestlers they were recruiting. That's a hell of a sign-on bonus. McMahon reportedly used sex toys named after WWE employees, such as Big Show, Lashley, and I'm fucking around. It doesn't say that in there. McMahon repeatedly used sex toys named after other WWE employees, wrestlers, and performers to sexually groom Miss Grant for trafficking to those same people, per the suit. In addition, according to the legal complaint, McMahon would shower Miss Grant with gifts and empty work promotions, while at the same time threatening her livelihood and her reputation if she wouldn't succumb to his increasingly depraved sexual demands, including what does that say? Disseminating pornography of Miss Grant to thousands of individuals and engaging in sex acts with WWE employees. That's a tongue twister. Some of whom were strangers. According to the lawsuit, after McMahon's wife learned of his relationship with Grant, Grant was abruptly pressured to resign from the WWE and forced to sign an NDA days before a major financial deadline for the organizations, under the guise that Mr. McMahon would protect her financially and reputationally, and pay her $3 million. All right. So, however, Mr. McMahon later refused to make payments to Miss Grant, falsely claiming that she falsely claiming that she had leaked information to the press. According to the suit, well, I don't remember that. I don't remember anything coming out about Vince McMahon a few years ago about him having sexual improprieties about anything. I don't remember any of that. But if the suit says it, then it must be true. All right. Let's see. Mr. McMahon paid Grant $1 million in February 2022, but McMahon failed to make any further payments, the lawsuit states, which means that nigga's guilty.
Bruh.
Let's see. According to Grant's lawsuit, she and McMahon lived in the same apartment building and met in March 2019, which he probably did. He probably when he saw her before she started working for him, when he saw her in the apartment complex, he probably asked her, "Do you need a job? I can have you be a receptionist or whatever." At the WWE, I'm Vince McMahon, by the way. You gotta remember, a man who looks like him, let's go back to his picture. You gotta flaunt that money to get these young honeys. This nigga look crazy. and dyed his hair. He then grew a mustache. Once you go back to looking like the old Vince McMahon we all know and love. But he old though. So anyway. Let's see. Where did I leave off at? All right. In June of that year, per the complaint, after succumbing to the pressure for a physical relationship, Miss Grant was slotted into a entry-level position as an administrator coordinator, a position McMahon created for her in WWE's legal department, which means nothing. An administrator coordinator. What the hell does that mean? Like, I remember when I worked at this one job, they had created a job for two people. A guy that was forced out because he was having sexual relations just like this, but not quite like this, but just like this with an employee. It was a boss. Excuse me. It was a boss having relations with an employee, which we shouldn't be doing anyway. So what wound up happening was the boyfriend found out, and the boyfriend wanted to kill the supervisor. Like, he literally wanted to kill the supervisor. Like, he found, I guess, some way or another, he found out that they were that they were messing around, and he came up to the job. But since we have security locked doors, like the only way you can get in, even at the job I work at now, you got to have a card key, like in order to come into the building. So the building was secure. There's no way he could have gotten in unless he would have strong-armed the door open. But okay, so what wound up happening that day was he was suspended, but he wasn't really suspended because he was part of the in group with the supervisors. All the supervisors were in cahoots with each other. So if they fired somebody and they needed another supervisor to corroborate the story, the other supervisor would just corroborate the story and be like, yeah, that actually happened. I was here. So they wound up working with upper management and HR to get him to basically have him go on a leave of absence for a while, find him a job at the sister company that was right across the street from us. He worked there for probably about a good year and a half, and then he came back to have a position where he would go through our procedures and change them. And then another woman, gay woman, she was allotted a made-up position as well, because for some reason, I don't know why. I saw her like 2 weeks ago at the store. I didn't even say shit to her. You know, at that job, it was a lot of hating on each other. Like, everybody hated on each other except for like the black people who worked there, because we all know that we was expendable. Because everybody that was getting fired from that job was all black, never a white person. So we all banded together or whatever and hated on the white folks, while the white folks hated on each other and us and any other ethnic group that was there. But anyway, that just reminded me of a situation that happened at a job where a made-up position was given to somebody that didn't deserve it. And number one, why would you even give them a made-up position if you believe in what they do on the job? But, you know, whatever. Where did I leave off at before I got into that little rant I just did? Okay. So administrative coordinator, a position McMahon created for her in WWE legal department. In March 2021, McMahon transferred Grant to the talent relations department, reporting to Laurinaitis. While McMahon was CEO of WWE and Grant was employed as the entry-level coordinator in the legal department, McMahon recruited individuals to have sexual relations with Miss Grant and or with the two of them, directed Miss Grant to visit defendant Laurinaitis before the start of work days for sexual encounters, and expected and directed Miss Grant to engage in sexual activities at the WWE headquarters, even during the working hours, according to the lawsuit. Citing an example of McMahon's extreme depravity, now this shit gets sick right here, y'all. Just listen to this. On May 9th, 2020, he defecated on Miss Grant during a threesome and then commanded her to continue pleasuring his friend with feces in her hair and running down her back while McMahon went to the bathroom to shower off, the lawsuit says. Now that shit is sick. That shit is sick. Like, I can see if you're sitting there, well, I can't even see that either, to be honest. You having, like, I have a one dick per fantasy rule. That's my rule. That's what I engage in. That's what I like. I just want me and myself only. But this shit is sick. That this nigga shitted on her while the other dude was still fucking her and probably laughing and shit. That shit's nasty, and it's disgusting for the simple fact that why did you put this young girl through this shit? Like, come on, yo, like that is sick. And they also call that grooming now. So Vince McMahon basically groomed this young lady into doing these things. She probably felt as though that she couldn't go anywhere or say anything because of how powerful Vince McMahon is. For all she knows, Vince McMahon could have been paying off the cops in whatever town in Connecticut that his headquarters sits. So she probably felt stuck. Also, this is probably the most amount of money she probably was making at a job. So she probably looked at it as, well, fuck, I won't be able to find a job paying me this much. What do I do? Well, baby, you leave. Don't take that abuse from anybody, not even a woman. I understand she probably, could afford Versace and Gucci and shit like that, but at what cost, baby girl? Your integrity? You shouldn't allow somebody like Vince McMahon to have you do things like that. Like that's just nasty. It's nasty as hell. All right, y'all. So let's get back into this. So I left off at him hosing himself off. Let's see. In June 2021, according to the complaint, McMahon and Laurinaitis sexually assaulted Miss Grant inside Laurinaitis' office at WWE's Stamford, Connecticut headquarters. Behind a locked door, the two men cornered her and pulled her in between them, forcibly touching her before ultimately putting her on top of a table in between them. The lawsuit stated she begged them to stop, but they forced themselves on her, each taking turns restraining her for the other. While saying no means yes and take it, bitch. These motherfuckers, yeah. Ann Callis, an attorney for Grant, said in a statement, today's complaint seeks to hold accountable two WWE executives who sexually assaulted and trafficked plaintiff Janelle Grant, as well as organization that facilitates or turned a blind eye to the abuse and then swept it under the rug, which means other employees who knew about this while this was happening and they didn't say anything as well, they can also be in trouble as well. Because, the building isn't that big. I'm pretty sure both of their offices sit on the top floor. Okay, with that also being said, in that space, there's probably their offices, their receptionists or assistants, and whoever was on that floor probably heard everything. So they will be brought in for questioning as well. What did you hear? What do you know? You know what I'm saying? Has she ever shared any of this information with you? Yes or no? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you ever hear her beg and plead these two to stop their sexual interactions with her? And I'm pretty sure whoever is going to be on that witness stand is going to be crying because they know everything. Not only do they know everything, Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis has probably told them not to say anything. They probably had to sign an NDA. They probably got paid off as well. So we're looking at a big conundrum right here. All right, so let's get back into it. She is an incredibly private and courageous person who has suffered deeply at the hands of Mr. McMahon and Mr. Laurinaitis. Ms. Grant hopes that her lawsuit will prevent other women from being victimized. Okay, so let's stop there. Does every superstar, or let's not say superstar, does every wrestler have to meet with not only Vince McMahon, but John Laurinaitis and Triple H? Do they all have to meet with them? Because I watched I forgot what documentary I was watching about them or whatever, because on the History, not the History Channel, on A&E, I believe. They have a few series on there where they do like they have a docu-series show that basically goes over like the history and where are they now type of docu-series for certain wrestlers or whatever. Like certain impactful wrestlers. And one of the shows, though, that they have on there, there was a guy meeting with Vince McMahon because, Vince McMahon was like, basically he was coaching the guy on how to act, and he, was giving him his ring name, like called him the Crusher, like Dude the Crusher, or that was going through all kinds of scenarios of like what would he do in a situation, and act it out and stuff like that. So my question is, does Vince McMahon meet with every single wrestler? And does, the other people, Laurinaitis and Triple H, and whoever else is a part of the creative team and, the recruitment team, does every wrestler have to go through them? And does every wrestler, mostly female wrestlers, do they have to do any sort of act that they're not comfortable with in order to get the job? Because if so, then Nikita Lyons has a story to tell. Jay Cargill just came on to everything. So does she have a story to tell? Does any other the female superstars have a story to tell? Not only that, who are the male wrestlers that had sex with this woman? Because one of the alleged people, and obviously allegedly, let me say that, obviously allegedly, they said that Brock Lesnar has something to do with this as well. Brock Lesnar's name has been brought up along with several other wrestlers' names. And you gotta remember, the article stated that this has been happening since 2007. The fall off of the WWE, well, to my perspective, the fall off to me was around like 2000 and like late 2000 to early 2003 was the fall off for them. Excuse me. I started watching wrestling again for a short period, and the short period is like a month, because I wanted to see like who was the new people, and they had a lot of the same people there. The Rock will come back every so often. I believe the big superstar at the time was John Cena, and a few other. The Undertaker was still there before he retired in 2011, I believe. But like all the good people that I remember growing up with, they're no longer there. So it's like I have nobody to really, watch anymore. Other than Brock Lesnar's still there and Lashley's still there, and this is before Lashley was a superstar. This is just when Lashley was like the black version of Brock Lesnar. Like, you remember when Brock Lesnar came in, he was this big muscular dude that always shrugged his shoulders and power drive people all the time. Lashley was just the black version, but he wasn't getting any shine because he was black. And the only black guy there that was getting shine was Booker T. We all remember Booker T's infamous moment. He was on, I believe, when he was working for the WWF. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. Anyway, but yeah, I just want to know everyone else's, all the other female wrestlers' story. If they were victimized at all. Like, I want to know if any of them have a story to tell or whatever. If they were sexually forced to do anything. So let's finish this article. The organization is well aware of Mr. McMahon's history of depraved behavior, and it's time that they take responsibility for the misconduct of its leadership. Grant's lawsuit against McMahon, Laurinaitis, and WWE was first reported by Wall Street Journal. It happened the same day as that they announced the parent company of WWE and the UFC. Happened the same day. And then this is what happened. This next article I'm about to read to you guys comes from CNN Business, and it's entitled Paul Triple H, we're just going to call him Triple H every time I see his name. So Triple H makes public comments. So Triple H made a comment about what was happening. So Triple H, the chief content officer at the WWE, made his first public comments after Vince McMahon's resignation Friday from the board of WWE's parent company, TKO Group. In the wake of former employees' lawsuit, accusing McMahon of sex trafficking, sexual assault, and physical abuse. At a news conference after WWE's Royal Rumble event Saturday in St. Petersburg, Florida, Triple H, McMahon's son-in-law, said he had not read the lawsuit and had no prior knowledge of it. It's probably a lie, but let's keep going. That's all allegedly. Let me just say that's all allegedly. Adding he does not want to get bogged down into that. Triple H said he's doing everything possible to ensure employees aren't taken advantage of and feel safe at work. He did not provide details about what measures WWE has taken. TKO did not respond to CNN's request for comment about Triple H's statement at the news conference. So basically, he's doing the legal thing. I'm pretty sure he was briefed on Thursday about all of this by whomever talks to him. Probably said, hey, Vince McMahon just got a lawsuit slapped on him. Don't say anything about this. Go to legal if you have any questions, what have you. Friday comes. Vince McMahon resigns from the TKO board, steps down, which just a day before celebrating the parent company of these companies, and then Saturday for Triple H to be like, I don't know nothing about it. Like, beats me. I'm just gonna make sure everybody at work feels safe. And it's like, well, these people, the wrestlers and the crew and all that, they're with each other 300 days out of the year. So these women and these men are around each other all day and all night. So, some love interests are going to spark, and people are going to start dating, and people are going to start getting married. So you guys probably in the workplace encourage these, your talent and the crew to date each other, such as like my job does. We're around each other all the time. Y'all might as well date each other because there's no way we can stop that from happening any goddamn way. So we encourage you guys to date each other. Just make sure everything in the workplace is workplace friendly. That's basically what these companies say to their employees. Make sure that the acts that you guys are doing in the workplace is suitable for the workplace. So I don't know, man. Maybe Triple H doesn't know anything, and he's telling the truth, but we will see in, I guess, the next coming weeks or months. So with that being said, this has concluded the main topic portion of tonight. Let's get into the random topics portion. You guys love the random topics portion. And tonight's random topics of the week's overview is: female pastor says her yoni is the key to healing. I like to get some of that then. More news about Kevin Hart and Tasha K. So, this female pastor, I got this article from the GH pages. I guess that means the Ghana pages or something like that. I don't know. So the title of this is God Has Blessed and Anointed Mother JJ. That means she got that Ill-NaNah.
This wicked, evil Jezebel pastor said her coochie got powers. She can help men have babies and help men have healthy babies and all this other stuff. Let's get into the show.
Amen. Amen, Pastor.
What's up? What's good? You know who it is. Your boy Zillionaire, the truth speaker, the guy that makes everybody mad, especially these women. I am a men's rights activist. I speak up for my good brothers that go through.
All right,
Talks
man.
about the last and evil days and how the wickedness would increase and how wicked the world will be. And as we're seeing these so-called churches and all these women pastors that's raising up, and this woman pastor named Pastor Veronica claims she has an anointed an anointed coochie box. She said a coochie.
That's a funny word, coochie box.
Bruh.
Coochie box. But let's say she does have an anointed coochie. Well, she got pussy. You can't find coochies these days. Coochies is long extinct since I was a teenage boy. Like, you can't find a coochie nowhere to save your life. But, let's say that she does, and she can heal these men. How is she doing it? I just want to know. Is it like a certain motion, or I'm asking? I'm only asking. Hear me out. I'm only asking for research purposes. That's all. All right. I'm just saying. Don't laugh at me. All I'm saying is that I want to find out through research if this is true. So, Pastor Veronica, I need some healing and some laying of the hands. So if you could, call me at 302-283-9791. Anyway, so let's get on with what this guy has to say. I probably won't play all of this because it's a 5-minute video. So we'll just see what he has to say, and then we'll get into the article.
Box is anointed, and she tells men that when her juices gets on their ding-a-ling, I got to use choice words here. When her juices get on their ding-a-ling, that he's anointed to have, powerful children.
Woo! God damn it, I need some powerful children. God damn, I'm trying to tell you. Let me get a piece of that. Break me off a piece of that funk, God damn it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. It's like, nah, I'm fucking around, y'all. These is all jokes. But I wouldn't mind testing to see if that shit is anointed. Because after I have it, it could just be some devilish ass pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
Hey, don't judge me by saying that because she's a pastor. I'm just saying. It could either be anointed or it could be just of the devil. I'm just saying. Just saying.
He won't be infertile and all this other stuff. She can help men have children. This is what she says. And let me tell you how wicked this woman is. There's nowhere in the Bible that any woman in the Bible have an anointed vagina. Nowhere in the Bible do you see a bunch of women pastors. Nowhere in the Bible.
That's a lie, because if Delilah, was it Delilah? Yeah, I believe it was Delilah who got Samson killed. That was some anointed pussy right there. Don't y'all judge me on that story. Listen, hear me out. Look, Samson basically cut his hair for this woman. If that wasn't anointed pussy, then I don't know what the fuck is. Because I don't know any man that would change himself just for some pussy. Just saying, all right?
Bruh.
Just saying, don't judge me.
Do you see women talking about they sleep with all these men to help these men have children? This woman is using God, using her position, and using how gullible people are to follow her, to listen to her, and have horny men.
Okay, let's take the last part out, but let's focus on what he just said. Isn't that what these male pastors are doing as well? Didn't Bishop T.D. Jakes just get accused of sexually assaulting men? Didn't Bishop Eddie Long
Pause, nigga.
get accused and get found out by his congregation that he was sleeping with underage boys? Didn't some of those boys come out and say that they had forcible sexual relations with Bishop Eddie Long?
Pause, nigga.
Did they not? So, this seems as though this is, and I'm sorry to say this. I'm sorry to say this, but this seems like something that all Christian pastors, Catholic or Christian pastors, even Hebrew and Jewish imams, not imams, rabbis, and I forgot what the Hebrews call. I think they call them rabbis as well, maybe. This seems as though that this is a common occurrence in the Christian religion, that sexual impropriety happens and sexual deviousness happens. Just saying.
Just sleep with her. This is her excuse to be a slut in a position of power. She's a woman that likes to sleep around. She wants to be a...
Okay, let's read this. She added that her mission on Earth is to cure fertile problems in men, which happens anytime her body fluid touches a man's penis.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
I'm trying to get swallowed up.
Whore. She wants to be a slut. But she's trying to use God's name, and that's what makes it even more wicked.
All right, let's move on. Hold on.
Over all these men. And this is desire to sleep with a... Not, how can I put it? These are not facts. This is no truth in this. This is just her own sexual desire to sleep with a bunch of men, and for her own sexual desire to have sexual desire over all these men. And this is all this is about. She has this sexual power over men. So now men are going to come to her, and they're going to say, I need help with having kids, and they're going to lie. A lot of men are even going to lie just to sleep with this woman. You know how disgusting a lot of men are. They know a lot of these men don't care either. So you got a pastor lying to her congregation, lying to everyone, telling her God said she had an anointed vagina.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
I think we can leave it there for now. Let's get into the article. So, female pastor Miss Veronica, the founder of Life in Faith Prosperity Ministries, aka
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
Asamba Delta State, Nigeria, has made a wonderful statement that has caused a social media uproar. Miss Veronica, in her statement, said she offers help to men who have infertility problems. Thus, any man that chops her will, I guess that means fucking in Nigeria, in Igbo, or what's the other tribe that's in Nigeria? I forgot. Will be healed of his fertility problems because God has blessed her with an anointed vagina. Man, I wish I had some applause. Let me see. Oh. Y'all don't judge me when I play this. But this is what happens once one of those men gets the help that they are seeking from her. Mm-hmm. That's what happens. But you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, if they get some of that anointed cooch, all they gonna say is So let's see. Anointed vagina, the female pastor made this statement during one of her Sunday church services in her church in Nigeria. She basically said,
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
She went ahead to give her phone number to say that any man with such a problem could contact her for a one-on-one session. So basically, this is what was going to happen. And further on to justify and make others believe, especially men, in her claims she took to social media, specifically Facebook, to write on her wall. She wrote, give me a second. God gave me an anointed vagina to you only have to sleep with me and get healed of all infertility problems. Men have gone through a lot in this generation, and God sent me to liberate them.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
You can choose to believe my anointing or leave it, but it remains true.
Bruh.
Man, somebody needs to get her own mega church, goddamn, so I can join. Shit, I'll divert back to Christianity if she does that, goddamn shit. Come on over here to America. We'll appreciate all of that because we trying to get
swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
And we try and fill the rail to this. I'm such a dirty motherfucker. I'm so damn dirty. Anyway, this is what this show. This is what happens with this show. All right, jokes get told. So last part of this is, what is the world turning into? It's turning into a big old orgy. Goddamn. Some pastors are now turning upside down the work of God, and she had the guts to say it in church. It's crazy that was said because just this week again, 2 female pastors, I believe one is a singer, I forgot her name, and it was another pastor. It was another pastor. I don't know where she's from either. The one pastor, she gets flack because she's always taking to social media about stuff that happens in her church, and a lot of people in her flock is kind of sick of her because every time she tries to sing songs and preach, and people call out to her, she's always telling people to shut up. And then the other one said just this week that the men in her church need to quit shouting like women, and they need to quit wearing tight suits to church or whatever, because she said, and why would you bring this up in church? She said that she could see the men's balls, basically. That's what she was saying. That she could see the men's balls, and what else did she say? And that the men are starting to act like women in the church or whatever. Don't blame the church for that. Blame the church for that, because it's a lot of soft men that I know that go to church. Like, they're very soft spoken, soft acting and shit like that. A lot of soft men in church. Why don't you be like your grandfather and not go to church? Well, let me not say that. Let me not tell people not to go to church anymore, because that's rude. But be like your grandfather. Your grandfather, after a while, quit going to church, and he allowed your grandmother to go because he didn't want to upset her. So just be like your grandfather. Because both my grandfathers never went to church. I'm just saying. But that concludes tonight's first random topics portion. Let's get into the second one. And I got this from Vibe, and it states Kevin Hart's restraining order denied in defamatory case against Tasha K. So let's get into it. How about that? Hold on, let's get to it. Just a second. Where's my cursor? Let's move on.
So it appears that Kevin Hart has lost his case against Tasha K. Kevin Hart made a desperate plea in the court to grant him a temporary restraining order that would have forced blogger Tasha K to remove a defamatory video from the internet, but a judge has shut down the comedian's request. It's just a really vague, overbroad request that doesn't address actual malice. A Los Angeles judge ruled Thursday after Hart requested a TRO in response to Tasha K's explosive interview with his former assistant, Misha Shakes. Part of the problem I have is there's no direct quotes from what occurred in the hour-and-a-half interview, the judge said in response to Hart's January 19th petition, Radar Online has learned. His lawyer, Dante Mills, fired back by explaining they obviously have a transcript of the interview, but did not include it in the TRO request because it would defeat the purpose of trying to keep its contents out of the public eye. The court, after reading and considering all moving party and opposing party papers and arguments of counsel made in the following ruling, new documents obtained by Radar Online stated that ex parte application is denied. So, he didn't win that one.
So basically, they threw the case out because they had no evidence other than two women on a podcast talking about, one talked about her employment from said comedian, and then the other basically asking questions of what she saw during the time of working with said comedian. So, what else could... Plus, I covered this before. The worker, Misha Shakes, the ex assistant, she what did she say? Misha Shakes said what? Oh, Misha Shakes said that she had an NDA, or I said that she had an NDA because I read an article saying that she had an NDA. Now, the NDA was from 2017 to 2020. Reason why probably the NDA, stopped at that time because we had COVID. No one knew when they were gonna be going back to work. So since she's an assistant to somebody that works in an industry where basically their job is basically signing on to each project that they're on, so basically they're a individual contractor. That's basically what her work also consists of as well, as an individual contractor, or a private contractor, I mean. So since she's a private contractor and she's being employed by a private contractor, she only signed that NDA for the time allotted of which he needed her, or whenever her NDA was gonna stop. So I believe that interview came out last year, if not the beginning of this year. So 3 to 4 years later, that NDA is null and void at this point. That's like, I could probably speak on all the stuff that I know to the company that I work with now. I could probably say everything that I learned and did at said company that I worked for before. Now, there's no way that they could pinpoint me. Well, if they did an investigation, maybe. If, let's say that I gave them everything, like what companies they use for the equipment that they used and what companies that they, had for the other stuff. If they did an investigation of, let's see who worked for this company that works for that company, and then my name pops up and, several other people's names pops up that used to work at that company that works for the company that I work for now, yeah, we could probably be brought in for questioning during the court case. So I probably could, or I probably couldn't, but, I can get paid hush money. You know what I'm saying? I can get paid hush money. Shit, I won't say a goddamn thing. I'll tell y'all everything that y'all need. I won't say a fucking word. I just tell them, look, pay me $30 million and let you know everything that you need to know. All right, that's all I need is $30 million, and I will continue working here. That I will stay in my position. I will stay doing what I do now. Just give me $30 million, and I'll continue working here. All right, I want y'all to know that. Just make me the head of said department that y'all about to bring up, because without my help, you know what I'm saying, you guys won't be here. Just saying. Now, if there's anybody watching from my job, these is all jokes, but I'm actually serious at the same time. Anyway, let's see what else this guy has to say.
Looked like a battle he was going to win because, well, as you see, Cardi B won her battle against Tasha K. Tasha K owes her $4 million that she's been ducking and dodging paying. And this one really seemed like a slam dunk, if you ask me. Like, I don't know if you have to blame this one on Kevin Hart's lawyers, but it really seemed like how she went about it as far as trying to extort him, or allegedly trying to extort him. It seemed like he was...
I don't think Tasha K initially was the one who extorted him. I believe Tasha K's ex-assistant actually, well, by order probably by Tasha K, emailed or got in contact with Kevin Hart's team to say, hey, we got this damning interview. If you pay us this much, we won't show it. You know what I'm saying? I believe, this is just my personal opinion, I believe Tasha K kind of, in a way, learned her lesson from the last time with Cardi B. I believe she was like, well, I'm not trying to go through none of that anymore. I ain't trying to owe nobody, because she still owes Cardi B $4 million, because the house and the belongings she had in it and the cars that they had, it didn't equal all the way up to $4 million. So she still got money to pay, and she probably looked at that interview as a cash cow, because it's like, oh, it's people talking about this. I mean, it's people. I'm sorry. Oh, she was willing to give me all the information about Kevin Hart. Oh, I'm gonna run with that. But it was on her website first. I don't even think it got on her YouTube channel. So, and with that being said, since it's a paid platform, her website is, you can only watch the videos if you pay a subscription fee to her website. I don't even think that the court can even bring that in as evidence, although it does have damning information in there about Kevin. But I'm not sure if they can use that as evidence, because it's a paid subscription. The only way that the court can get that information is if they what's the word I'm looking for? If they subpoena that videotape to for the what's the damn, to the prosecutors or whatever on Kevin Hart's side, the prosecutors. So Misha giving that information, or Maisha giving that information, like the state, well, not the suit, but whatever that was that he read. Like that said, the judge said, I see nothing here that would cause me to go further with this case. So maybe Tasha K lucked up with this. Who knows?
Was going to win this case, but the judge was just saying that they weren't making any specific points. It was kind of broad as far as they didn't point anything out in the hour and a half interview. And I guess they were trying to argue, well, yeah, if we did point it out, then it would be bringing more attention to it, but it's already out. So if you don't point it out, you know what I'm saying? It's behind the paywall, but people aren't able to pay and see it as of now. So I don't really understand why the lawyers would not specifically point to parts, you know, in the interview that they had a problem with.
Yeah,
it's out, it's public right now.
Yeah, because this is different, but so back in 2000 and it was either 16 or 17, or between 2015 to 2017 or 18, Dr. Umar got brought up or got subpoenaed into court by way of the Pennsylvania Psych Board because in every interview he was doing, and they brought up every interview that he did where he mentioned that he was a national school psychologist. They actually had interviews from the Breakfast Club that they brought up in court. They played videos of that, of him saying, I'm a this, him explaining what that is, and then whatever. Of which he won the case because they tried to get him on saying that he was because he would say he's a national certified school psychologist. I guess the Pennsylvania Psych Board was trying to get him on him saying that he was a regular psychologist or something like that, of which he is. Like, he, you know, you can go to him for help, but his main expertise is in kids, of which that entails you become a family psychologist as well. So not only is he a family psychologist, he mainly works with children for the 12 to 13 mental disorders that a child can have in school. So, you know, to get the help that they need in school. So totally different case, but still, like, just to give an example of something like this happening was Dr. Umar Johnson.
So I thought it was weird also that he tried to get a restraining order, temporary restraining order to get her to take it down.
Right.
I guess I don't know.
Right.
I don't know as far as if that was the only route we could take to get her to take that down, as far as, you know, restraining order. When I heard restraining order, I'm like, restraining order. But I guess people say, you know, maybe they know something I don't, but apparently I don't think they knew something I didn't, because they didn't get the job done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, Tasha K wins this one, but
right.
I'm just gonna say this: Tasha K keeps skating on thin ice with, like, jabbing at people and doing and saying stuff that is iffy. And while she may have won this round, I don't think that she should continue to keep doing stuff like this, because
she's going to keep doing it, and she's going to keep getting in trouble, because everyone sees that. Excuse me, with the Cardi B defamation case, Cardi B won that, so everybody's going to be thinking, oh, well, everybody who's a celebrity that she's talked about in a bad way, they're basically going to be looking at it as, oh, well, if Cardi B won, I can win too, because she said this, and that, and I can go to my lawyers with it, and they'll be able to find a way to win the trial because all the evidence is right there. And I haven't seen the full thing, because what someone who used to work for somebody is saying about an actor, comedian, or, you know, what have you, a music artist, I don't care. Unless they sexually abused you, then that's when I'll cover the story, so we can get that story out there and be like, this motherfucker is a sexual deviant, this motherfucker needs to be stopped. Whoever continues to employ this motherfucker, we're not going to watch your movies or buy your music. Case in point, just that. But I don't know, man. Let's just finish this video and then let's get into the article.
I mean, if you're already ducking and dodging, paying Cardi B $4 million, and in my point of view, I don't think you want to add to it, but
right.
Hey, she like doing this dance. So what can we say? Tasha K wins this one, but we'll see if it'll be any changes to the case or anything like this. But I think Kevin Hart's lawyers probably dropped the ball on this one. But,
big time.
Hey, let me know what you think. What you don't think. It's your
big time. They dropped the ball big time. All right, so let's get into this article, right? So, moving along with this, I will have to say Maisha is cute though. She just ain't got no ass. Kevin Hart has been denied a temporary restraining order in his defamation case against celebrity gossip blogger Tasha K. It looks as if her viral interview with his ex-assistant Maisha Shakes will remain online for now. After the two exposed alleged false information about him to the public in December, let's stop there because Maisha basically said that Kevin Hart was cheating on his wife with his travel agent or his travel assistant, whoever the woman is, of which she's bad than a motherfucker. But how is that defamation if the nigga was found guilty of cheating when the one girl, I forgot her name, but it doesn't matter because Tasha K also interviewed that girl, and it come to find out with the whole video being taken and everything, all of it was true. Not only that, Kevin Hart also in his docuseries on Netflix, go and watch it because he gets into him cheating on his wife with the girl in the documentary, and him saying, I should never did this, it was wrong on my part, no more new people around me, and blah, 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 blah. He's admitting to cheating on his wife. So how is him cheating on his wife a way of defamation if the nigga came out with the information his damn self? This is what I don't understand when it comes to certain shit, certain things like this. If I'm talking about you and I'm basically bringing up what you said about, and it's evidence that shows that you've done these things, how can I get in trouble for that? When you came out with the information you got damn self. Like, that's odd. Like, and that's weird to try to try and sue somebody for something that isn't a lie. Like, where do you do that at? Like, come on, Kevin. Like this is whack that you even doing it. I don't respect Tasha K and what she does, but at the same time, it's like, how you gonna try and sue somebody if you're out here doing this shit? This nigga admitted to the shit not only in the documentary, he admitted on his Netflix special. What was it called? Reckless behavior or recklessness or whatever the hell it was called. He admitted to cheating on his wife jokingly on stage. Yeah, I decided to go to Vegas. I called my homies. Hey, you trying to go to Vegas? Nah, man, I can't go. Well, fuck it, I'm going by myself. And then I went to Vegas, and then I cheated on my wife. Like, this nigga said it himself several times. But anyway, where did I leave off at? On Thursday, January 25th, Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge Mitchell L. Beckloff ruled that Hart's RO request was just a vague, overboard request that doesn't address actual malice. Rolling Stones reports. To the point of what I just made, is allegations coming out that his wife is trying to divorce him. Now, people always say you lose them how you got them. So you cheated on Tory Hart with a Nico, and now you're cheating on a Nico. So who you gonna get with now? Your travel agent? You get them how you get them. They leave how you got them. Basically, is what I'm saying. He cheated on, and Tory Hart ain't even what people say about her. Like they say Tory Hart's ugly. No, no, the fuck she ain't. Tory Hart is fine. And Nico cute too, but you know, she too skinny for my liking. I like the way Tory Hart looks. She's nice and thick and plump and all that. That's my type of woman right there. Dark skin too, beautiful skin. Like Jesus Christ. The judge claimed that the comedian and actor's legal team failed to include a full transcript of Kibi's interview with Shakes from their Unwind with Tasha K episode. So, let's stop there too. So, if Kevin's legal team would have came up with the transcript of the show, and I'm pretty sure you can probably just pull off of YouTube, because if you go to the transcript tab, I'm pretty sure that there's an option to print all of it. Or you can just go to the transcript tab and copy and paste that shit. I don't know what the hell his legal team was thinking, but they failed. They failed to get Tasha K to conform to them. And now they're in this situation. It's wild. This shit is wild. Let's move on. Where did I leave off at again? Okay, so Beckloff would have had to pay $12 to view the full episode of Kibi's subscription service. The interview in question was titled "Exclusive Kevin Hart's Personal Assistant Tells All." Alleged gambling addict. That's the reason why when he cheated on his pregnant wife Nico, he went to Las Vegas to gamble and watch the football game. Habitual cheating, of which she said that that he cheated on her with his travel agent, which she's fond of the motherfucker, paying millions to a man to take a DUI charge for him. I don't know anything about that. And framing best friend of 30 years in fake extortion plot. That was the whole JT Jackson thing. Part of the problem I have is that there are no direct quotes of what occurred in the hour and a half interview Beckloff stated during the hearing. In response, Hart's lawyer, Dante Mills, claimed that his team obviously obtained the transcript, but was, what does that say? Reticent to, what the hell does reticent mean? Is it reticent? Hold on. Let me have it said. Reticent. Sorry, I said it wrong. Reticent. Now let's look it up. Let's see what it means. Reticent means not revealing one's thoughts or feelings. One's thoughts or feelings readily. All right, so reticent. Where am I at? but was reticent to share what was said in the interview because the statements are obviously false and have caused the Lyft star harm. There's no questioning them. There are things said by illegal speakers. It's it's defamatory, it's extortion, and it shows malice on their part. Mills combated, excuse me, the judge's decision. Not once was there ever any claim stating that my client committed a crime until this video. I think that's important. Adultery is one thing, but adultery is not illegal. However, Beckloff denied the request and said Hart's team could file the motion again with the transcript under seal or file a separate motion for a preliminary injunction regarding Hart's claim of extortion, breach of contract, invasion of privacy, and defamation against Shakes and Kiwi. Shakes also appeared at the hearing where she claimed to have experienced harassment and bullying over the interview, causing her to fear for her and her young daughter's safety. The next hearing in the the next hearing in the defamatory case is scheduled for February 29th. All right, so once that information comes out, I'll cover it again, everybody. But how can we be mad at Tasha K and Maisha for the simple fact? Is it Maisha or is it Misha? I think it's Maisha. So I don't know, y'all. Honestly, I don't. I think the only thing Kevin Hart can probably get her on is everything other than defamation, and get Maisha on as well is basically the latter of which doesn't that doesn't include where was it at? I just had it. Probably get them on extortion if they can probably get her on extortion. Tasha K on extortion if it is true that he got an email stating that this is about to come out about you, pay us this and it won't come out. Breach of contract. The contract was only for 3 years. I don't know what the legal well, let's ask Google. All right, so I'm about to look at non-disclosure agreement. Explain with pros and cons. So, what is a non-disclosure agreement? I think we all know what a non-disclosure agreement is. Understanding a non-disclosure agreement. So, the NDA serves as a purpose of a variety of situations. NDAs are generally required when two companies enter into this discussion about doing business together, but want to protect their own interests in the details of any potential deal. In this case, the language of the NDA forbids all involved from releasing information regarding business processes or plans of the other party or parties. Some companies also require the new employee sign a NDA if the employee has access to sensitive information about the company. For some companies, all employees will be required to sign the agreement. For others, only select departments or types of employees will be subjected to the agreement. NDAs may also be used before discussing discussions between a company seeking funding, and potential investors. In such cases, the NDA meant to prevent competitors from obtaining their trade secrets or business plans. However, many investors will be reluctant to sign NDAs. Not only will this potentially prevent them from sourcing future deals with different companies, but the agreement may be very difficult to enforce and prove wrongdoing. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Prevent from sourcing future deals with different companies, but the agreement may be very difficult to enforce and prove wrongdoing. Instead of being burdened by a legal contract, even after declining an investment opportunity, most investors will simply not sign the agreement. So I want to know what happens after the fact. Participants to the agreement. So every non-disclosure agreement must specifically designate who every party involved entails. The individual receiving the sensitive information may be a specific person, all employees of another specific company, or any representative of the company. On the other hand, it's very important for a company to approximately define itself in an NDA. For example, consider companies with complex legal structures. The company must the company must um, the company must appropriately determine which legal entity has ownership of the information. In many cases, a company may simply list any legal entity under a board ownership umbrella. Definition of confidential information. Okay, hold on. A company cannot simply assume that appropriate. Hold on. Proprietary, not appropriately. I said that word wrong up there. Assume that proprietary information will be understood by all and is the company's responsibility to identify what information must not be shared. I wonder if Kevin Hart had that in his NDA. Difficulty of defining confidential information is the process of not disclosing such information itself within the NDA for the reason companies may broadly assign confidentiality to large groups. For example, the company may assess that any information disclosed from or regarding its research and development department may be confidential. Exclusions of confidentiality. In some situations, it may just be easiest to define what is not confidential. In these types of agreements, a company states that all information, give me a second, I want to put something up real fast. All information shared with an external party is to be confidential except for specific items determined by that company. These types of agreements intend to allow a company to catch any exceptions that would have otherwise slipped by. Now, here we go. Time period. Especially relating to research and development, many proprietary bits of information simply expire or become less valuable over time. Consider the early days of Apple iOS. Many components of the operating system were unknown, and the technology was widely unknown by the market, which some of the technology was made in Delaware, in Newark, Delaware. Today, much of that information is replicated by other companies or adopted into newer technologies. For this reason, what was once sensitive information may have lost its luster, and companies often define when the information is not longer confidential. Other miscellaneous provisions, as mentioned earlier, NDAs may be customized to serve any need. Different industries may have different requirements, and government agencies may have more stringent requirements for keeping sensitive information private. In this area, an NDA may also detail applicable, blah blah blah. May NDA may also detail applicable. Jesus, I'm having a hard time. State law or laws that apply to the agreement in which party pays attorney fees in the case of a dispute. This may also define the course of action if the agreement party should fail to comply with the terms. Information protected with NDA, so customer information, financial information, intellectual property, marketing information, and operating information, of which I believe the operating information is what she disclosed. So this includes employee data, supplier information, any information related to payroll, or any aspect of internal costs requirement to operate the company, not required to be publicly disclosed. Exclusions. I just need to see what are some of the other exclusions. I don't need to see. Let's see. Can contain specific pieces of information if the information is common knowledge or already in the public domain. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. Exclusions to NDAs. NDAs can't contain specific pieces of information if the information is common knowledge or already in the public domain. Of which, when we come up here to the defamation part of the article, the defamation basically of her talking about Kevin Hart cheating. Kevin Hart cheating isn't something new. It isn't something that we already don't know. So like I said, the extortion part on Tasha K's side, the breach of contract on Maisha's side, invasion of privacy also on Maisha and Tasha K's side, and that's it. That's probably the only things that they can probably get them on. But they also have to define if the extortion was real. Is the breach of contract actually something that can be put forth during the court case, and if she did disclose any information to breach her contract, and was there really an invasion of privacy if the young lady knew about knew about what was going on, which she probably could get charged for. And basically saying that Kevin Hart was cheating is already common knowledge and in the public domain. We already know. You said it several times in various places. So we'll see what happens from here, because we can only sit here and clamor if any of this will go through. Okay, hold on. Before we go, hold on. What happens if you violate an NDA? If you have signed an NDA and violated it by disclosing confidential information illegally, you can be subjected to lawsuits from the other party to the NDA as you have breached the contract. You may also be sued for intellectual property violations such as copyright infringement and breach of fiduciary duty. A court may levy financial damages and associated legal costs. If an NDA was a condition for employment, you may also be terminated from your job. but she doesn't work for Kevin Hart. So now that I'm finally reading that, it's hard to say if she can or cannot be sued at all, because like, it wasn't nothing that anyone didn't already know. Not saying we knew about him, if it is true, allegedly, if it is true, that he did cheat on his wife with that young lady, then that's where I'm like, okay, well, it's true. It's true. Then we already knew that you're a cheater, so it's like, what's new under the sun? But I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen the interview, so if she disclosed any other information in there, then maybe we have something to talk about. That he probably, or the news hasn't brought up, or hasn't been found, or we don't even know about, that she knows about, of which she probably could be sued for. So, like I said, after February 29th, I'll see what's happening with that. I'll bring it to you guys and present to see what all's going on. So that concludes tonight's random topics portion. But real quick, everybody, real quick. A model recently was on a plane, and she doesn't like the way that those seats are made. So I don't know how she says her name, but IG model Gracie Bon says airplanes need bigger seats. Her butt doesn't fit. And when you see this ass, goddamn, you gonna be stunned and amazed. Let's get to it.
Airplanes should have bigger seats. So today I had a flight, and even if I was...
That's a big old ass. Now, hold on, I'll let this video play.
Hold on. First class, I couldn't fit on the airplane seats. So this is a petition for all the airlines. So big girls like me can fly. It's not my fault to have an ass this big. Please just make them bigger.
All right. She got a real big ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you was fucker, you would probably fall in and enter into Narnia. That's how big that ass is. So I get this article from TMZ, and it states, an Instagram model famous for her big booty wants to make them bigger, but Gracie, I think it's Gracie, or what's the Spanish way to say that? Anyway, Gracie Bon's not talking about her cheeks. Funny. Hold on. That needs a laugh. Gracie Bon's not talking about her cheeks. She's talking about airplane seats.
Bruh.
Anyway, Gracie's petitioning the airlines to expand their seating situation. She says she's having trouble getting settled for takeoff, even when she's flying first class. The busty poser lays out her air travel problems in an informative video, a PSA, if you will, demonstrating how her butt is way too big for transitional plane seats. Now, I would say if she was sitting next to me, you know what I mean, I'd be like, girl, go ahead, you know what I mean, let that booty go ahead and come on, spill on over here. Let me lift my armrest so that booty can fit a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I'm accommodating. I'm a nice guy. All right? I'm very accommodating. All that ass. But let me see, where did I leave off at? Seems like leg room's not the big sticking point here. Gracie either wants the seats to be wider or deeper. She's still able to buckle, courtesy of a seatbelt extender. Gracie says it's on the airplanes. It's on the airlines to accommodate big girls like me, and proudly adds, "It's not my fault to have an ass this big." You know, the conservative class would be like, "Well, she needs to get a butt reduction because her ass is way too big. She's unhealthy and she needs to exercise." That's what Tim Pool would say. You know, one of the parts of the far right. Anyway, the whole thing is pretty ridiculous to lots of folks watching Gracie's video. Please, several comments claim it is her fault she has such a big booty. I don't know how it's her fault that she has such a big ass, but anyway, accusing her of surgically doctoring her look. The fact is, Gracie's the outlier. Is the outlier here. If everyone had a booty as big as hers, airplane seats would be wider, but most people don't, which explains why she has 4.5 million followers. Now, out of those 4.5, I'm one of them. I'm one of them. But Gracie is basically, you know, she's an IG model, but at the same time, before she was an IG model, she was a big girl. She was very, very big. Hold on, let me bring her back up. Before she had this look here, she was a very big woman. All right? There's pictures that, I don't have the pictures, but you can look, I'm pretty sure they're on her Instagram. I don't go that far, you know. Anything past 2 weeks is creepy to me. But if you go to her Instagram page, I'm pretty sure if you scroll down, you'll see pictures of her, maybe, of her being a big girl. She was chubby in the face and all that, so maybe she did doctor herself with lipo, maybe, who knows, but the ass didn't change. And I would love to get
swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up
in that ass? I'm such a pervert. Let me stop. Let me stop. Well, everybody, that concludes tonight's show. How about we get into a show summary? So, first and foremost, everybody, please keep those soldiers in your prayers. All right, keep their families in your prayers, because they didn't have to go out like that. All right. With the whole Neuralink thing, time will tell with that, because we don't know what the hell Elon is cooking up behind the scenes with that, so we'll just have to wait and see. With the whole Vince McMahon situation, doesn't sound like anything that he wouldn't do. So, I would say I hope he has some strong lawyers. To the pastor who has the anointed coochie, I would like to say,
swallowed up? Have you ever been swallowed up?
Because if you haven't, baby girl, bring your ass over here. Hold on, what does DC Young Fly say? Bring that ass here, girl. With the whole Kevin Hart thing with Tasha K, the defamation case, I kind of see the same outcome coming when it comes to Tasha K, of her having to shell over some money, but time will tell with that as well. Like I said, I'll make sure that I'll come back with information with that. Honestly, I'm getting a little tired of covering Tasha K, because she's a fuck up. She's basically a fuck up. That's all I gotta say. Into Gracie Bon, bring that ass here, girl. And you know, if you see me on a plane, I'll just tell you, hey, babe, come on over here. Come on over here. I'll sit next to the window. You can have them other 2 seats right there, because you need the room. You know what I'm saying? She got a booty cheek on both seats. That's all I gotta say. And I would love to get
swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
And see what Narnia is like, to be honest. Anyway, everybody, that concludes tonight's show. Hope you guys liked it. I think the last thing that we have is to basically get on out of here. You know, if any of y'all want to ring the number or come up now, please do so now, because if not, it doesn't matter. So everybody, if you guys are still here, you still listening. Every Friday, I do this here podcast called Marcus Speaks Live. You can catch me at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday for some hard-hitting topics, some funny topics as well, and other things like that. And then tomorrow, please, don't forget, tomorrow at 2:30 p.m., I will be streaming Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. So if any of you guys have an Xbox, I'll make sure I'll display what my gamer tag is, and if you want to come on and come play with me, you can. It's open to anybody who wants to come and join me tomorrow as well. So make sure you come and check me out tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Marcus Speaks Play. Please do me a favor, if you haven't already subscribed to this here channel, please go ahead and do it now. Hit that bell icon to all to get all my notifications once I go live. And please do me a favor right now, go into the description box, find the Rumble link, hit the Rumble link, follow me over on Rumble, because I would love to start simulcasting to both YouTube, YouTube, X, and Rumble. All right. What else do I have here? If you ever want to come up and come talk to me, you can. There's always the link will be pinned in the live chat, as well as the call-in number at 302-283-9791. So please make sure you use those if you want to come up here and talk to me about anything. But just note, there are rules you have to follow. So rule number 1 is you must be on camera at all times. That means here on the backstage, as well as the here on the backstage, and as well as the audience. But if you don't want to be seen by the audience when you come up here, that is fine. You still have to follow rule number 1. Also, please do me a favor. When you come back here to the backstage, hit the private chat. It will already be up. Just type in there and tell me yes or no if you want to be shown to the public, and then I'll further accommodate you from there. And also, please mute all background noise. Find a nice secluded spot in your house. Use corded headphones for a better audio experience, so we can talk and so the audience can also hear you. All right? So with that being said, one last thing is, please like this video, subscribe if you are new here, hit the bell icon to all, comment in the comment section once this video is done, and please share this to your social medias, friends and family, and whomever else. So with that being said, I gotta get out of here. I've been Marcus. This has been Marcus Speaks Live. I thank you guys for watching. I will check you out at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow evening. Peace out, y'all.